Kevin Stitt appointed a new attorney general. So he appointed John O'Connor, who is a Tulsa attorney, to the post. Not a lot of.
Well, hold on, Nick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just going to read. So this is the attorney general. I am going to read to you word for word why the American Bar Association unanimously voted O'Connor is not qualified as a United States district judge for the Northern and Eastern Districts of Oklahoma. It reads, and I quote, the confidential peer review revealed several instances of ethical concerns, including candor with the court, evidence of overbilling of clients, and billing practices criticized by courts, an improper ex parte communication with the court, and improper contact with adverse parties in litigation. That is a track record of you and your new attorney general. For those who don't know, I'm a lawyer. Ex parte communication means communicating with the judge without the party, other parties' knowledge or presence. So, like, essentially trying to fucking cheat or game the system. Whenever you communicate with the judge, for obvious reasons, you should have at least CC or some type of information sharing with the other party so they know what the fuck you're doing. That's just the practice of any adversarial industry. So that is the person who will be upholding with rigor the ethics of the state of Oklahoma. This is the person who will be representing us with a history of overbilling so fucking horrible that the American Bar Association, who usually qualifies ham fucking sandwiches, was like, nah, fam, we can't let you get this one through.
And so he ended up having to withdraw his name. I mean, he did not make it through the process for that. And of course, his first thing, I saw a few notes about it, but I went ahead and Googled here real quick, was to get a article in OCPA. Attorney General O'Connor keeps pro-life promise. So he's signed on to one of the right-wing AG briefs to abolish abortion and overturn abortion. So of course he's just like day one, right in the culture war. No position that I've heard on what he's going to do about these astronomical rate cases that are coming, about the winter freeze. But man, right out the chute, he can get in on the abortion stuff. So
notwithstanding, this guy's clearly an unethical fuck. The reason that Stitt hired him, and I don't know, I haven't read anything, but I just knowing what we know about Kevin Stitt is, and knowing that the evidence of he immediately leaned into the culture wars, Kevin Stitt's going to use him to lean into the culture wars to continue setting the foundation for a potential presidential bid or building a national profile, right? So, and it's funny because you always get these people who clearly lack basic ethics, but those are the people willing to shun, right, their actual jobs and be political dogs, right? So for usually a very, if not crooked, at least bad politician. So he's going to be Stitt's cultural attack dog. That's his job, right? If his job was to actually be concerned with the well-being of Oklahomans, I would think you would went and got somebody who doesn't have ethical concerns so fucking vast that the ABA was like, nah, you can't make you a judge. So what we're going to see is a bunch of two things, and that's what you get. Like same we got with Scott Pruitt, who again, by the way, why did the EPA get rid of Scott Pruitt? He was basically fucking stealing supplies,
super corrupt,
right? Trying to get a Chick-fil-A franchise on the side of the Indian Nation Turnpike and shit. But like, but we saw that we saw the same thing with Pruitt, and what it is two things. It's a twofold job, two prongs: lean in the culture wars so that your boss can build that national clout, and number two, protect the interests of the most powerful. Right? That's so you look at what Pruitt did. Pruitt was the extraordinarily unethical, and we saw that he got fired from the fucking EPA. And how did he make his name? By defending oil and gas oligarchs at all costs. So much so he forgot to fucking remove the letterhead one time. It was like, yo, can y'all do this EPA? It was like, fam, at least change the Chesapeake from the top. Come on now.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are we doing? Come on, at least like change that. Don't just on to us. But That's what he will do. Every fucking grievance, cultural grievance, he'll find some teacher who's teaching about the Tulsa Race Massacre and try to prosecute her for teaching critical race theory, what the fuck ever. And the rape cases, things that actually matter, because the powers that be want to fuck us, he will help them fuck us. So right, so whenever there's some teacher being dragged out of the school for mentioning the Tulsa Race Massacre in the wrong way, and our fucking electric bills are 100,000, you'll know why.
Yeah,
because of him.
Well, the fortunate thing is he's got an election in 2 years, and I would never really get jazzed for a Republican primary, but of the Republican primaries potentially out there, this one will excite me the most. I don't know how much charisma this guy's got. He didn't seem particularly winsome in his press conference, and seems kind of lazy out the chute as far as like what he's weighing in on. But Gentner Drummond of Tulsa also is announcing that he's going to run again. He is very wealthy attorney that can self-fund. Came very close to winning last time, and he is much more of like a libertarian, got bumped from the country club type guy, and so he's got this like huge chip for a lot of the people in power, which is possibly as good as we're going to get on the Republican side, and could at least make things interesting if he's up there griefing Stitt and a lot of the establishment guys for a lot of their BS. So anyway, O'Connor's got that to look forward to. So he's going to be spending the next 2 years like learning the ropes, not really being a politician, and then probably getting dumpstered in a Republican primary by Gentner Drummond. So, enjoy that while you got it. We'll see what happens. So hopefully it'll mitigate some of the damage, because he'll be having to run again so fast.
Last thing.
Yeah.
It's just like, again, the optics, man, and how Kevin Stitt just feels like he's untouchable. Like the ethical concerns I raised, like those aren't from like the one of the Bushes nominating. That's from Trump nominating. So these ethical concerns as to why the ABA found him unqualified, that's recent memory. Very, very. That's the last presidential administration. And for Kevin Stitt to select this guy, right? And when his ethical concerns were literally in the news a couple years ago, just shows how much Kevin Stitt don't give a fuck. He doesn't think that he has to face any political consequences for anything he fucking does.